Okay, we've got this 2012 BMW 318, the Flexi couple, which as you can see has been welded a few times. A little bit dark up there, but hopefully you can see that end's been welded as well. And that's a bit of a nuisance actually, because kind of got this replacement for it, aftermarket thing. Both these ends remove, and hoping that I would be able to remove this clamp and clamp it midsection in a piece of pipe. Well, that's not going to be the case, looking at that. That's right on the edge of the DPF. So the plan is to get the undercover off, expose what we can see, and have a look at removing that DPF, and then I suppose end up welding one of these flanges directly onto the DPF first, and then see where we go. And then of course we've got this angle, this kick to contend with. And this was listed on your favourite kind of auction site as a direct replacement. Well, hey, nowhere near. So we're going to see if we can make it fit. Okay, we'll make a start. Looking from the top side down, we've got the flange nut there to remove this bracket, and we've got the DPF temperature sensor there to remove. From above, let's go down and have a look below. Yeah, from down here we've got to remove this bracket, 13mm, 13mm, and then E10 just there, so that can come off. And they've got to, may as well chop this off, this whole thing, to remove this section and get the DPF out, and we'll have a look. I want to remove it because I want to cut this old section off, I think, at the minute, and weld one of the new flanges onto that and start afresh pretty much. Anyway, yeah, so that's the next move from above and below, and then we'll see where we are. Okay, on the bottom side then, in addition to the aforementioned, there was actually two E10s, and with a couple of extension bars on and a flexi joint and a 13mm socket, we should be able to reach that beast up there. Which is kind of tucked away in Never Never Land. So, of course it wouldn't be 13mm, would it, like everything else? Is it in shot? I think so, yeah. So it's not 13mm, so thank you BMW for putting an oddball size in, so everything else like just works with 13mm. But now I've got to fetch another socket because the beast from Bavaria has got, which is probably a 12mm. Anyway, happy days. Well, the thing is now removed. These brackets, these are a pain in the proverbial. They're a pain to loosen off and remove, and they're a pain to reapply. And with a look at this one, looks as though it's on its last knees. It looks yeah, about to give up the ghost, I think. Anyway, so we had the debrief pressure pipe to detach from the sensor, and we've got the temperature sensor and presumably O2 sensor there. The awkward 12mm, and didn't actually have to do the two 13s, just the two E10s to remove it. It's out now, so we can have a look at getting a portion of this onto there. Do a bit of grinding, get rid of that, tidy it up and see what happens. Happy days. For this little welding exercise, I'm going to be using this Artec. It's a ProMig 250, and it's a very nice piece of kit. In fact, it's an excellent piece of kit. It comes with this kind of idiot's guide, which is everything I need really. Kind of sums it up, and it gives you some basic settings for your controls, your wire speed and voltage settings, for your different type of joints and the different thicknesses of steels, and your wire sizes. So this particular page is just for your 0.6 wires, but it's got your 1mm on the other side somewhere. Excuse me a second. Fumbling with freezing cold hands. So we got 0.8mm and 1mm, etc, etc. Anyway, so we've got 1.6 in at the minute, so we'll get us up and running, get a few welds on, and then I'll come back to you. Had to do a little bit of stitching to because the rotation of this thing, as it's such a cumbersome, awkward shape, so I've had to stitch it round about. All that is nice and secure now, hopefully gas tight. Please don't judge an Artec welder on my pathetic welding. Really nice piece of kit. Anyway, we're at this point. I think we'll get it back on the vehicle and assess what needs to happen on here to connect it to the main pipe. Anyway, I've just gone back to the car, and this angled section, which you can see the old Flexi went into, still appears to be in good condition. So I'm thinking that if I remove all this, I should be able to tidy this socket to accept the new section, the new outlet from the Flexi. It's a bit of a kind of mankle, but we'll see if we can tidy it up, see where we go. Part way through this angle section, and the previous Flexi did go inside this and was spot welded on the inside, presumably from this side. So I literally used the tip of a chisel to start to break it away, and all that has come out okay. But there's also an outer layer to this, so I'm now trying to break that off. It was pretty solid, to be honest, and I had no real need to do it. I just benefit of hindsight, I probably wish I'd left it alone on this bit, but now I've started it. It's coming off with a combination of a flat wheel and a chisel, and it's slowly but surely breaking away. You can see the actual the tube itself inside there. So we'll get that sort of cleaned up a bit more, and then we'll do a bit of a trial run. Well, that actually proved to be a good thing to do, because now this new section, oops, not the flanged end, that goes to the Flexi couple, but this will fit over there. So I'll just push that. I need 2 hands to do it, so I'll just push that in there and then come back. So that's now tucked together nicely. Make it a much stronger weld as one's inserted. So happy days. That I'm not going to weld that yet. Need to do a test fit, see if this bit needs to be shortened or what the situation is, and then we'll look at getting everything welded together, mark it up, and off we go. Well, if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing twice. Lucky me. So I assumed, because of the original piece being longer than this, that we would easily get away with welding this to here and leaving this bit ready for adjustment. However, the trial fit has proved that to be wrong. So I now need to cut this side, clean this side back up again, and then do a total loose part fit, which is what maybe should have happened in the first place. But hey, you know what they say about assumption. Anyway, so here we go. So back to square one almost. Well, considerably shortened from first attempt. Where are we? It was this side. So cut it back, trial fit, cut it back, and even this side shortened considerably from first approach. So inserting this into the existing exhaust, put 3 marks on that side and 2 marks on this side, felt tip pen alignment marks, 1, 2. So I've just took this away and welded this up. We've got, if I can get to it. Hey, did you want me?
No.
So I lined up there with that 12mm hole and the 2 E10s holding it in place. Final weld time.